At Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center, you're not just a number. We offer individualized care for each of our patients, plus prescription delivery and medication management.
Bringing the pharmacist back to the community, Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center.
Hello. It is Monday, time for Meds Plus Medical Minute Live. I am Dr. Jennifer. How is everybody out there today?
Y'all do.
I feel like I haven't seen y'all in a while.
You haven't.
That is true. And we also have Dr. Pauline with us today.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday.
Yes. So we're going to talk about a real concern today. And if I could just start off by saying, if I had a dime for every time I heard this, I'd be a millionaire. But first, we want to talk about, and you guys see our topic there, because of something someone said or experienced or you heard on social media, you took an action based upon their experience with it. Many times if we're standing in a class consulting with the patient one-on-one, there's always going to be that person that raised their hand and say, well, someone told me this or someone told me that. So Dr. Pauline is going to share one of the experiences that she had, and then we're going to give you some real, practical, factual, evidence-based information.
Yeah, so thank you. This happens, as Dr. Jennifer said, all the time. And so I had a patient recently who contacted us saying that someone they knew had a major adverse effect to a particular medication. And this particular patient was on a medication similar to that one. And she was really concerned about whether she could suffer this same adverse reaction. And which is a very valid question. I mean, one of the things that we know is that people share information, they share health and medical information among each other. And we've seen that explode on social media in the past several years, where there are influencers, there are health gurus that tell you information regarding health. So she called, she wanted to know whether this was true and whether she could potentially have this same type of effect. And one of the things that I told her is that medications are specific in that just because one person has that effect, it does not mean everyone will have that effect. And just about every medication has some type of side effect. If you read the bottle on something like acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, you know, there are effects such as stomach problems, liver problems, the potential for stomach problems, liver problems. Again, it's just the potential. Here's what numbers actually look like. When you talk about prescription medications, only about 10 to 20% of patients have some type of side effect. And while that seems high, we're talking about mild things such as nausea. Nausea, because things go through the stomach, nausea is a pretty common side effect. So 10 to 20% have some type of side effect from mild to severe. That means 80 to 90% of people take a medication with little to no side effects, little to no problems. And here's one thing we know for sure. Just because a medication does or does not work for you, if it does not work for you, there are always alternatives. That's why it's important to have a great relationship with your doctor and with your pharmacist, because we want to see if you're not responding to a particular medication, whether it's because of a side effect or it's because you're not achieving your health goal. There's always a different medication, a different dose, a different formulation, and that will lead to a different result.
Exactly. So here's what concerns us as your pharmacist. You may be a patient of Meds Plus. You may go to another pharmacy, but if you're stopping and you're listening to this live, we're your pharmacists right now. We're not influencers. We are PharmDs. We're pharmacists. So as someone who cares about you and who's listening, we take this seriously, and we want to make sure you're getting the most accurate information possible. So when you stop your medication without talking to your doctor or pharmacist, you're making decisions based on fear, not facts. The condition or the chronic condition you're treating, whether it's acute or chronic, whether it's blood pressure, diabetes, depression, thyroid issues, or anything else, doesn't just go away because you stop the medication. It actually can get worse, quietly, slowly, and sometimes dangerously. And you won't know until something serious happens. So this is why we're sounding the alarm. Not to say that there are not credible people on social media giving information, but we're talking about the ones that are giving the testimonials or just, I took this and this is what happened to me. So if you take it, this will happen for you. Isn't that right, Dr. Pauline?
That's exactly right. And one of the things that, most recently that I remember from social media is the ACE inhibitors. I remember there were so many alarmist videos basically saying, if you are on a medication such as lisinopril, fosinopril, all of those that end in RIL, Black people need to stop taking that medication because it's going to cause swelling of your tongue and your lips, which is a side effect known as angioedema. And if I saw one of these videos, I saw a million of them. And while it is true, angioedema is a potential side effect from the medication class called ACE inhibitors, there is a small percentage of people who actually have this potential adverse effect. And there are millions of people who take these medications without any problems. So we will never, I almost said rarely, but we will never come on here and say, stop taking your medication, especially if it's something for heart disease, high blood pressure, those type of things. What we will do is say, let's examine the risk versus the benefit and look at your potential risk for those side effects and see whether this medication is appropriate for you or it's not appropriate for you. And again, that is so important. It's so important for you to have a good relationship with your healthcare provider and your pharmacist so that you can discuss these things. According to the CDC, and this is something I don't think y'all are aware of, we talk about it, but we don't really put numbers to it. But according to the CDC, Black Americans have a 40% higher death rate from heart disease. We already know that heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States. And if you are of African American or Black ethnicity, you have a 40% higher chance than that of dying from heart disease. So we would not tell you to stop taking your blood pressure medicine. What we will do again is examine the risk versus the benefit and look at whether this medication is right for you or whether there are others who make other medications that may be more effective. So we're not saying stop taking your medications. We're not saying that you don't need medications. What we're saying is if the medication is working for you and you're not experiencing adverse effects, please don't stop taking that medication because of something you saw on social media or on TikTok.
Right. So what do you do instead? We're going to give you 3 things. So before you skip any medication because of what someone else said on social media, here are 3 things you need to do. Number 1, call your pharmacist. That's us here at Meds Plus. We can tell you if what you heard is a real concern or just fear talking. 205-650-4636. That's our number. You can also contact us on our website or through this chat or this commenting through this live here. Number 2, if you are having side effects, anything concerning or uncomfortable, don't just stop taking the medication cold turkey. Call your doctor, go into the portal, let them know that you have a concern and you're requesting a call back. There are many options that your doctor can use, some of which Dr. Pauline mentioned, such as a different medication in the same class, or maybe a different class that treats the same condition, possibly a lower dose. Sometimes taking it at a different time of day will lessen the side effects or in relation to when you eat, or if there is an alternative treatment. So as you can see, your doctor has other alternatives, solutions to what you may be having an issue. And number 3, remember this: family history matters for risks, not for side effects. Once again, family history matters for risk, not for side effects. If a loved one, your mother, your sister, is high risk, then you're at risk. But if your cousin has side effects from their diabetes medication, that doesn't necessarily mean that you will. Remember, your genes, your body, your response. Their body is not your body. And we can't say that enough. So that's why it's important to have a good family history. So now we're making sure we're monitoring you correctly to make sure you're not headed in that same direction. But if you are, to be able to treat it appropriately. So family history for risk, not for side effects.
Absolutely. And I think that's important. We often talk about our genetic testing that we offer here at Meds Plus, Dr. Jennifer. And this is a good point to insert that if you are concerned about your risk for potential side effects with certain medications, our pharmacogenomic test would be an amazing tool to add to your healthcare toolbox, because what it will do is take a look at your genes, your specific DNA, and based on the way your body metabolizes medication, uses certain medications, we can predict how you'll respond to certain medications. So if you're concerned about that, even before you have to go on a medication, this is something that you can use to put in your healthcare record, so that if your doctor is about to prescribe a medication for you, in addition to looking at your allergies and your family history, they can also take a look at your DNA profile for certain medications to try to mitigate that risk of having those serious side effects. So definitely, if you're concerned about that, think about our pharmacogenomic test. There's some information on our website if you want to check that out. And think about that as a part of your wellness strategy for the new year. The last thing we want to remember is social media is great for recipes. It's great for memes. It's great for keeping up with going on with family. But social media should not be your place to get unsolicited medical advice. And what do we mean by that? Unsolicited is things that you're not necessarily looking for, but we know that there are content creators, there are people such as Dr. Jennifer and I. Our mission is to spread information that's based on the evidence, what we've seen in clinical trials, what we've seen through testing and studying these diseases for years. If you see someone on Facebook or on social media, Twitter, all of the things, and they say things like, this will cure XYZ, or instead of taking your blood pressure medication, take this particular supplement. And it's like we said last night when we were on V94.9 with you. We are pharmacists who believe in supplementation. We believe in vitamins and minerals and making sure that you have a healthy baseline for your body. Your body, God created our bodies to repair themselves. But a lot of things that we do, our lifestyles, the things that we eat, our sedentary lifestyles, lack of sleep, stress, all of those things are creating an environment where the supplements can't do the job of prescription medications. And that's where we want to be able to make the delineation so that y'all can be aware that not everything you read on social media is accurate. And our mission is to come on and make sure that you're provided evidence-based advice so that you can make good decisions for you and your family.
Absolutely. Well said. And yes, we had a great time last night on What's Hot in Health with V94.9, Lady Wu and the Vital Crew. Always a great time. And we'll remind you next month on when we'll be on. It's always the second Sunday of the month. So you got to mark it on your calendar. So Birmingham and surrounding areas, countrywide, worldwide, wherever you're watching from. We want you to stay healthy. And remember, when in doubt, ask your pharmacist, not social media. Unless your doctor is on social media, and we have some very credible doctors in the city on social media. That's different. We're talking about testimonials, unsolicited, great word Dr. Pauline used. But before we go, Dr. Pauline has a couple of announcements of where we'll be out and about on this coming week.
Absolutely. Well, first thing I want to do is share this flyer. If you've seen it on our Facebook page, today is National Pharmacist Day. So we've already received several shout outs on social media. If you will go to our Facebook page, our Meds Plus Pharmacy and Wellness Center Facebook page, find this post and share it out to your friends, your Facebook followers. That just brings additional awareness to our business and what we're trying to do. It helps us grow our following on Facebook so that everybody can receive this amazing information that we bring every Monday at 1:00. So I want to wish all of our colleagues in the field a very happy National Pharmacist Day. Medicine couldn't run without pharmacists. We are vital members of the healthcare team, and we are grateful to be honored on this specific day. Now, I want to call all of the devastating divas of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated to the floor. We know that tomorrow, January 13th, is our Founders Day. Happy Founders Day, sorors. And very excited to celebrate this day with you. Also want to mention Happy Founders Day to the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. All of us celebrate our Founders Day this week. Happy Founders Day, ladies. And then on Friday, I will be traveling down to Selma High School for the 2026 Day of Action. So we will be one of the vendors. If you are in or around Dallas County, or you know someone, you have family members who are in and around Dallas County, please tell them to come out to Selma High School on Friday, January 16th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. There are, I think the last time I looked at the list, there were almost 30 vendors who will be there with community resources, health resources, everything you'll need to live happy and healthy in 2026. So just want to shout out those particular events that we'll be at this coming week.
Awesome. That's a lot. We're very excited about that opportunity in Selma, all of our partners down there. We love it. Okay, so Birmingham, once again, remember, when in doubt, speak with your pharmacist, have your concerns you need to speak with your doctor about, because there are alternatives. And if you really want to know how medications will work for your body specifically, log on to our website to learn more and to schedule a consultation for our genomic testing. We thank you for joining us live today. So Jolique, we see you on the live. Thank you for joining us today and interacting. We appreciate it. You all know how to get in contact with us, so we appreciate you listening in. And as always, new year, new you. We're here to help you to be your best you. Please reach out to Meds Plus for any of your healthcare needs, prescription, in-person, curbside, or delivery. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
At Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center, results matter. Empower your health journey with a pharmacy that puts you first. Plus, we offer prescription delivery and medication management.
Bringing the pharmacist back to the community. Meds Plus Consulting Pharmacy and Wellness Center.